Hey guys, I haven't put out much content lately, so I'm just doing a small video here just to kickstart off my channel again for first time in a while. Just so you know, it's Halloween. That's when my eyes look kind of dark. Um, but I'm gonna show you guys my top 40 favorite horror movies, and I hope that some people I think you'll be a little bit surprised. To be totally honest, they're in no particular order. I'm just gonna do DVDs and then Blu-rays, just copies of what I have, kind of thing. So they're in no particular order. But for number 40, we'll start off with Creepshow. This movie was made by Stephen King and George A. Romero. Stephen King even acts in it, and I believe George A. Romero, directed, and Stephen King wrote it. It's a really great movie. I can't wait for them to put out a better copy of this. I don't think there is a better version other than the Blu-ray snapper case. Not really for me. Would like something a bit better. Next up, number 39 is going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have the Steelbook by I believe it was Dark Sky. Yeah, Dark Sky. Okay, it's a really good edition. It's one of my few steelbooks. I don't really have many steelbooks. It's double disc. It's got some art in the back there. No inlays, I guess. But really great, really great edition. And I don't believe these are rare. I think you can still find these on Amazon for sure. So, and that was directed by Toby Hooper, and is one of the, I believe it was a Video Nasty. It's great though. Great. And Toby Hooper just recently passed away, so I figured, and that is one. These are movies, by the way, that I watch like all the time. That's why they're my top 40 favorite. I wouldn't say I watch them all the time. I'll tell you the ones that I watch all the time. So for the first two, I watch them quite often. So next up, at number 38, is Dario Argento's Suspiria. I only have the Blue Underground version. It does have two discs, though. But as you can see. But this is a great addition for what it is. I would like to get a better one. I believe there is a company putting out a better one. I just cannot remember who is. Dario Argento, probably his most well-known movie. I mean, I haven't seen much Argento, but this is the one that I watched the most, so I had to pick Suspiria for sure. Okay, so next up, number 37 is Silent Night, Deadly Night, and this is getting a Scream Factory release, and I am getting it because this is by far my favorite holiday horror movie. I don't really know why. It's not a masterpiece by any stretch, but it's awesome. Can't really say too much about it because honestly I don't know too much about it. After I get the Scream Factory edition, I'll know more about it because the special features. Next up, and I watch that every Christmas. So next up, at number 36. Sorry, I got a list here because I tend to forget where I am. So number 36 is Pumpkinhead. I still don't have the Scream Factory edition of this. I actually did at one point, I think. Can't remember. There was a problem with some of my movies a while back. They went missing. So this one, though, Pumpkinhead, I'm going to get the Scream Factory edition because I have the sequel. But this has Lance Hendrickson in it. And it's just a really interesting kind of folktale sort of movie. I seen it for the first time when I was probably, I think I want to say 3 or 4. And the witch in this scared the shit out of me. Still, to this day, that has to be my favorite witch I've ever seen in a movie. So, Pumpkinhead, far better than the witch in the sequel. Next up, number 35, we have Poltergeist. And this one, as with Pumpkinhead, I probably watch once a year. Poltergeist is just the whole trilogy. If you know me, I love the trilogy. Poltergeist, all 1 through 3, my favorite trilogy of movies, I think, because there is not one weak one in my opinion. I enjoy all 3 of them a lot. Third one actually being everyone's least favorite is actually maybe my favorite one because it scared the shit out of me. And it was the first one I saw, but it scared me when I was a kid. Okay, so next up, another one I got to get the Scream Factory edition of. The Return of the Living Dead. I've had a lot of copies of this movie in my time, and I have to say that's why I'm not. I don't know much about it. I suppose I know it wasn't a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, um, but I seen this when I was a kid in my friend's mom's movie collection, and she popped it in for me. And as soon as I seen Linnea Quigley dancing naked on a gravestone, I was hooked. But then after that, just the effects itself, themselves, and the mood and the soundtrack, just all of it was just punk rock and cool. Loved it. This movie, really, really good. Have to get the Scream Factory edition of this. Yeah, very high regard for that. I probably watch this. I used to watch this a lot more, probably like 5 times a year. Now it's probably once a year, but I've seen it a lot. So, okay, so number 33, I hope is what we're on right now. The Shining. Jack Nicholson, Stanley Kubrick directed. Shelley Duvall, Jack Nicholson play Jack and Wendy Torrance with their son Danny. Go to the Overlook Hotel, like in The Shining book by Stephen King. Who hates this movie? This movie also has a lot of people think there's a lot of hidden meanings in this movie. I don't think so. I think it's just a really good movie. Although there is some creepy stuff going on in the back, I will give you that. This movie, I gotta get a better version of it. To be honest, this doesn't bother me though. I seen this when I was a kid, scared the shit out of me. My dad loved it, and I grew up loving this. I watched this religiously for years, over and over and over. I don't even know how many times I've seen it. I haven't watched it in a while, but I mean, I know every scene of this movie. It's great. Okay, so moving on to number 32. The first time I guess I could ever be disturbed by a movie, because it's the first disturbing, I guess, sort of type movie I've ever seen. And I already had seen the first one, but this one far surpassed it. And that is Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects, with Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, Sherry Moon Zombie. Probably her only good role I think I've ever seen her in, honestly, where she did a really, well, she was okay in Halloween. But no, this has got a lot of stuff on it. I don't think there's a Blu-ray out there that really could top it anyway. It's probably all the same shit. So this is a good copy. It's got the double disc, swing trays, whatever. But yeah, this is a road movie, but it's got some really disturbing stuff in it, and the characters are awesome. And it's a movie that has twists that kind of change the movie a lot, or change the way you view it. It's a really good show. Rob Zombie's best movie, and I think everybody fucking knows it, because it just is. It's awesome. So, Devil's Rejects, can't go wrong. Okay, so next up, Children of the Corn. This has the ugly Horror Legacy slip on it, but these are actually they're getting to be rare now, so especially a lot of them, like the reanimated one. I haven't even seen that one yet. But, yeah, no, I don't remember if this has anything special to it. Not really. I think it's just got a booklet and stuff. But, yeah, this is, Children of the Corn's another Stephen King story. My stepmother had this movie in her collection without the cover. I just seen that it said Children of the Corn, rated R. I assumed it was a horror movie, so I popped in. I really liked Children of the Corn. And I like the second two sequels, too. I haven't really gone beyond that, really. I just got the 6-movie set, so I'm probably going to check them all out eventually. So, Children of the Corn. Can't go wrong there. Alright, so number 30. I believe this is a Canadian-made film. I can't remember, though. I think it's a Canadian-made movie. It's got Rutger Hauer in it. If you don't know what it is by now, then I'll just tell you. Hobo with a Shotgun. This movie blew my mind when I first saw it, and I loved it. I got the little Canadian edition thing. Look, there's Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. A lot of people from Trailer Park Boys had to do with the production on this, and so that's what makes me believe it's Canadian. But yeah, this is about, a hobo, Rutger Hauer being a hobo, and he wants to start his own lawn company, but ends up buying a shotgun instead because he lives in a really shady city. So, this movie is one of my fucking favorites. I watched it when it first came out. I watched it a fuck ton. I haven't seen it in a while now. By the way, Children of the Corn, Devil's Rejects. Devil's Rejects watched a lot. Children of the Corn watched a lot too. I can't say how much. A lot of these I watched more when I was younger, right? Because nowadays I'm a little bit got too much going on to watch movies all the time. But okay, so number 29 is a movie that was very awesome when I first saw it. Ginger Snaps. I will get the Scream Factory edition of this eventually. Not really on fire to get it as of right now, but it sucks that you don't get the slips, unless you buy like right away. But this movie's awesome, man. Ginger Snaps, can't really go wrong. It's got Catherine Isabelle, hotter than hell, Emily Perkins from the It TV series, and they are two sisters, and it's a werewolf movie. It's one of my favorite werewolf movies, I would say, if not my favorite werewolf movie. I've seen it many times. I know my friend Todd Walnuts out there, he's not a fan, but that's okay. Not everybody can like the same thing. Shout out Todd. Okay, so moving on. Hold on, gotta get this shit organized. Okay. At number 28, we have Evil Dead 2. Now, I would love to see a great Blu-ray edition of this come out eventually. I would love a great Blu-ray edition of this. But as of right now, I just got this crappy edition, but it'll do. It's Evil Dead 2. Next up, Evil Dead, of course, which is number 27. Evil Dead 2, by the way, and Evil Dead 1, I have seen so many times. Probably one of my most watched movies. I would say I've seen Evil Dead and The Shining. I would say I've seen Evil Dead at least probably 100 times. At least. And this is a great edition. This is the DVD. By the way, if you don't know Evil Dead, I don't think I should have to explain. Bruce Campbell is God, man. But this is really cool because it's got all the alternate cover art in it from all the different countries. It's got 2 different editions, I think, or something, and lots of special features. I would still love for them to release a good Blu-ray of this, but this will do me for now. I mean, this is a really great edition. It came with a poster that I have on my wall, just out of sight right now. Alright, so, on to the next one. I don't even know why I'm numbering them. You know what? Screw it. Who needs to number stuff? This movie is probably the first, not the first movie, but one of the few movies that scared the fucking shit out of me. And that's why it's on this list. Because this is The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I like the old school cover art better. Yeah, the disc art. That's cool. But no, I honestly, this movie scared the fuck out of me, man. I could not sleep, and it bugged me. That girl that acts in this, she's in Dexter. It was hardcore, dude. It was hardcore. It was really good. And I can't say it's one of my favorites because I watch a lot, because it scares me too much. I have to watch it with people. But it was effective. This one, and I'm only going to do half the case. Okay. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Everyone hates this movie. I love this movie. When I was a kid, it was the only horror movie I had, the first horror movie I ever saw, and I watched it like 10 times a day. I watched it constantly. And so just that being the case, of course it's in my top 40. Sorry you guys, I'm not feeling totally up to snuff today. Next up, a movie that I've watched more times than it probably deserves, and there's a few movies on here, on this list, that are like that. I seen it once, and the premise blew my mind so much that I had to keep watching it, and show it to people, and show it to people, and keep watching it. And I still have it, and that is Dead Girl. I love Dead Girl. I love the acting in it. To be honest, the really creepy guy reminds me of one of my friends. I'm not going to say who that is, but he just has that voice and that personality. So I really like Dead